The story of the movie Mickey 17 begins in a futuristic world that has progressed far beyond our present time. Technology has become extremely advanced, yet the condition of the world is still very bad. People's living conditions are getting worse day by day because humans have exhausted all the natural resources. Now the earth is no longer livable and people are forced to lead troubled lives. In this advanced world, we meet the main character of the story, Mickey, who lives with his friend Timo. Both of them are very poor, but still they plan to start a small business so they can earn some money. To begin their new venture, Mickey and Timo borrow money from a very dangerous man, a man who lends money at extremely high interest rates. After taking the money, their business fails, and all the money is lost. When the man comes to collect his money and finds they have nothing to repay him, he kidnaps them both. Realizing that he won't get his money back, the man takes Mickey and Timo to a dangerous space facility. He forces them to become part of a secret experiment. He even threatens to kill them if they refuse. Under pressure and fear, Mickey and Timo agree to participate in the space experiment. There, they meet a new character, Kenneth Marshall. Marshall is a very powerful and wealthy businessman. He has run for president of the United States twice, but lost both times. Still, he owns a massive company that conducts human experiments, trying to make humans more advanced. One of the scientists in his company is extremely intelligent but also a bit psychotic. He hates poor and homeless people, and whenever he encounters a beggar, he brutally kills them. This scientist is working on the Expendables project, also called the Human Multiple Project. The main idea of this project is to create a new human body from particles like blood, flesh, and DNA. The new body would be free of all the flaws of regular humans. The goal is to make humans more powerful and perfect. But secretly, this psycho scientist creates 2 more clones of himself, exact copies. These clones are just as disturbed as he is. They begin roaming the city, murdering poor and homeless people. As the number of killings increases, an investigation begins, and eventually the truth comes out. It's all the work of that scientist. When the authorities discover he has made 2 human clones of himself, the government immediately shuts down the project, calling it too dangerous. But Marshall has a new idea. He says that if these experiments are too risky for Earth, they can continue them on another planet or in outer space. Surprisingly, the government approves his proposal. Marshall selects a group of people to serve as volunteers and begins preparing for the space mission by putting them on his spaceship. Now the story returns to the present time, where it's revealed that the same man who kidnapped Mickey and Timo has made them part of this experiment. In the mission, Mickey's friend Timo is chosen to fly the spaceship, while Mickey becomes part of a much more dangerous project, Expendable. Then we see Marshall, his wife, Mickey, Timo, and the rest of the team board the spaceship and leave for space. After reaching space, Marshall, along with his wife, informs all the volunteers that their spaceship is headed toward an ice-covered planet called Niflheim. There, they will conduct a special experiment to find out whether humans can survive in that environment. If the planet turns out to be suitable for human life, then people may be relocated there in the future. But it will take them 4.5 years to reach the planet, so everyone must stay inside the spaceship for that long. Inside the spaceship, Mickey meets other volunteers like him. One of them is a girl named Naisha. When Mickey and Naisha meet, they slowly become good friends. Over time, they fall in love and start living together. Now, because Mickey is part of the human multiple experiment, that is, he is an expendable, he is scanned inside the spaceship. A print is created using particles from his body, so that if Mickey dies during the experiment, a new version of him can be made and brought back to life. The logic behind the experiment is that every time Mickey dies, the new version will be more advanced than the previous one. Each new Mickey will have a higher level of immunity. That's why, before beginning the experiment, the first version is named Mickey 1. After some time, the spaceship finally reaches Niflheim, the ice-covered planet where Mickey's experiment is to take place. In the first phase, Mickey 1 is sent outside the spaceship without a mask to test whether he can breathe the air there. But as soon as he breathes, many dangerous viruses and bacteria enter his body. Mickey 1 dies shortly after. Then Mickey 2 is created. He's stronger and has a higher immunity level than Mickey 1. Sadly, he also fails to survive against the viruses and dies. Next comes Mickey 3, but he too cannot survive. Then Mickey 4 is born, and he also dies. After that comes Mickey 5, and so the cycle continues. After many deaths, a version of Mickey is finally created, who becomes completely immune to the viruses and bacteria on the planet. He can breathe freely without any problems. This new version is called Mickey 17, which means Mickey has died 16 times in this experiment, but his 17th version has finally gained the immunity needed to survive on Niflheim. Now, when Mickey 17 becomes immune, a blood sample is taken from him and a vaccine is made using his blood. This vaccine is then given to all the volunteers on the spaceship so they can survive in the environment of the new planet. Now that humans can live there, Mickey 17 is sent to the planet for research. He's teamed up with 3 other people. The team enters a cave and begins exploring and studying the planet. But then a shocking discovery is made. Inside the cave, they find large, creepy insects. As soon as Mickey and his team see them, everyone gets terrified and starts running away. But during the escape, an accident happens. Snow and debris fall onto a girl from the team, and she dies on the spot. A disturbing scene follows, where those giant insects begin eating her body. The scientists aboard the spaceship begin researching these strange insects. Soon, another horrifying truth is uncovered. These creatures crave human flesh. If anyone gets too close, they will be eaten alive. Enraged, Marshall decides to send Mickey 17 back into the cave. He wants Mickey to capture a large live worm so it can be experimented on. Marshall knows that even if Mickey dies, another clone, Mickey 18, will simply be created. So once again, Mickey enters the cave. But this time, his foot slips and he falls deep inside. There, he sees many large worms, and one of them is the biggest of them all, the leader of the group. This massive worm slowly approaches Mickey 17 and grabs hold of his foot. Smaller worms begin to gather around him. Mickey thinks they're about to eat him, but something strange happens. None of them attack him. Instead, the worms begin to push him gently. Using their bodies, they guide him toward the cave's exit. After a while, they leave Mickey outside the cave and return inside themselves. Mickey is confused. Why didn't the worms kill him? And more importantly, why did they help him escape? It felt as if they were trying to protect him. But as soon as he steps outside, he starts feeling extremely cold, so he rushes back into the spaceship. Inside, the scientist believes that Mickey 17 is dead because he saw him fall among the insects inside the cave. Assuming Mickey was killed, the team prints a new clone, Mickey 18. When Mickey 17 enters the spaceship, he sees Mickey 18 standing there. Shocked, Mickey 17 says that he's alive and will immediately report Mickey 18 for termination. Hearing this, Mickey 18 stops him and pleads, saying he's only been alive for a few hours and wants to enjoy this short life. He begs not to be killed. But Mickey 17 insists that rules are rules. He will report this, and Mickey 18 will have to be destroyed. At that moment, Mickey 17 realizes something important. Every time he died and was reprinted, he believed he had come back to life. But now looking at Mickey 18, he feels for the first time that he never truly came back. He starts to fear that if he dies this time, the real Mickey might be gone forever. Saying this, Mickey 17 runs off to report about Mickey 18. But before he can, Mickey 18 knocks him unconscious. He picks up Mickey 17 and carries him straight to be burned. Just as Mickey 18 is about to burn his original version, Nasha and a few others arrive, stopping him in time. Mickey 18's plan fails. Later, when Mickey 18 meets Nasha, he goes with her to her room, but Mickey 17 follows them. Seeing both versions of Mickey, Nasha realizes another clone is alive. To everyone's surprise, she's happy about it and accepts both of them as her partners. But then Marshall's agent Kai sees them together. She goes straight to Marshall to report what she's seen. As soon as she leaves, Mickey 17, Mickey 18, and Nasha understand the danger. According to the rules of the experiment, if two versions of an expendable are found alive at the same time, both are to be executed. That's why Mickey 18 makes a bold decision. He says he will kill Marshall before Kai can report anything. If Marshall dies, there will be no one left to punish them. Mickey 18 grabs a weapon and sets off to find Marshall. Mickey 17 follows him, trying to stop him before it's too late. Meanwhile, Marshall is in the spaceship's hall, standing beside a large black stone from the planet. He tells everyone that this stone is extremely valuable. He plans to take it back to Earth, break it into pieces, and sell them. There's no such stone on Earth, and he expects to make a fortune from it. But as soon as the stone is cut open, a giant worm named Luco emerges from inside it. Everyone panics and chaos breaks out. Mickey 18 arrives at the scene and without hesitation fires at Marshall, but because people are already running in fear, there's a stampede. Mickey 18 misses his shot, and Marshall is saved. Right after that, the guards rush in and shoot the giant worm, killing it. But as soon as Luco dies, another worm appears from the same stone. This one is named Joko. At this point, Mickey 17 also reaches the scene. When Marshall sees him, he immediately orders him to capture the second worm. Mickey 17 follows the command, catches the worm, and runs off with it. The scientists then secure the creature to conduct experiments on it. But the moment the second worm is captured, it begins to scream loudly. Its cries are so intense that they echo across the planet, reaching the ears of the other insects that live there. Because of this, all the insects hiding in the cave on the other side hear the cry and begin emerging. They start marching directly toward the spaceship. The scientists monitoring their movement notice that all the insects are heading toward them, and fast. They immediately realize the danger. These insects are incredibly powerful, and if they reach the spaceship, they might break in and destroy everything. So the scientists rush to warn Marshall, but before they can, we see that Marshall has already arrested Mickey 17, Mickey 18, and Nasha. His reason? Mickey 18 had fired at him earlier, and now he has seen with his own eyes that Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 are both alive, clear proof that they are duplicates. Furious, Marshall gives the order to execute both clones. But just as the guards step forward, Nasha shouts in desperation and tells Marshall that the scientists are right. The insects are coming, and they're headed straight for the spaceship. Their target is the small insect the humans captured. If they don't release it immediately, the swarm will break in and kill everyone. But Marshall refuses to listen. Instead, he decides to use the two clones as bait. He remembers that the insects didn't harm the real Mickey, Mickey 17. So, he plans to send both Mickeys outside to lure the insects closer to the spaceship. Why? Because Marshall has developed a poisonous gas, and once the insects are close enough, he plans to release it and wipe them all out. But the problem is, the insects are still too far away. So, to bring them closer, he sends the Mickey clones. Outside, just before they leave, a young scientist approaches and gives Mickey 17 a device. It's a translator made from studying the sounds of the insects. "It's not fully complete," she says, but maybe he can use it to communicate with them. Both Mickeys then walk out to meet the approaching insects and come face to face with their leader. They turn on the device, and it works. Whatever Mickey says is translated into the insect's language, and whatever the insects say is translated into English. Mickey asks the giant insect why they're heading toward the spaceship. The insect leader responds angrily, saying, "My children wandered into your spaceship by mistake. You killed one of them and still hold the other captive. We're here to take revenge." Mickey listens and then asks, "But when I came to your cave, you didn't kill me. You saved my life. Why?" But the leader doesn't answer. He simply says, "There's a reason for that. But I cannot tell you." Mickey replies, "I don't want this fight. Tell me, how can we stop this?" The insect leader says, "Return my child, and in exchange for the one you killed, a human must die. Only then will my revenge be complete, and we will leave." Meanwhile, inside the spaceship, Marshall grows impatient and angry. He sent the clones out to draw the insects closer, but instead, they're just standing there talking to them. Furious, Marshall decides to handle it himself. He gets into a vehicle and drives toward the Mickeys and the insect leader. Back on the ship, Nasha takes matters into her own hands. She grabs the small insect, Joko, from Marshall's wife and runs. She rushes to Mickey and the insect leader to return the creature. When she gives Joko back, the insect leader considers half of his revenge fulfilled. Now, only one thing remains: the sacrifice of a human. Just then, Marshall arrives. Mickey realizes that if someone has to die to bring peace, it should be Marshall. So Mickey 18 charges at him, ready to fight. But Marshall had a backup plan. He had already attached bombs to both Mickey 17 and Mickey 18. The detonation device is in his hand. During the fight, Mickey 18 manages to snatch the remote from Marshall and without hesitation presses the button. The explosion kills Mickey 18, but Marshall dies too. The insect leader, seeing this, finally accepts that his revenge is complete. He turns around and leads the swarm away from the spaceship. In the end, Mickey 17, Nasha, and the others successfully save the humans. After Marshall's death, Mickey 17 and Nasha put an end to the human cloning experiment. Everyone leaves the spaceship and returns to Earth to begin a peaceful, normal life. And with that, the movie ends.